How long should I stay at one job? Should I consider the employer vesting schedule into consideration? Yeah, you have to kind of like manually calculate how much that's going to cost you, right? So if you're going to leave your job now, and you're getting like a 10% increase or 20% pay increase, and losing that employer vesting or employer matching your 401k or the pension fund, you have to kind of manually calculate how much that's going to cost you and see if it's worth it, right? Because when you get that new job and let's say you have 10%, 20% increase, and now that going from, I don't know, $75,000 a year going into $100,000 a year, and the new employer has a new 401k match that's even more than your current employer, then your employer match is certainly going to go up. So here's something that I do want you to like pay attention to is go to your HR and find out what the employer match vesting schedule is going to be, your previous employer and the current employer. Okay. I have a terrible handwriting, so I've been judged on that quite many times. So I will type it out. Okay. So you guys don't have to freak out in the comments. So take a look at your employer match 401k. Okay. So 401k usually goes like this, from my experience anyway, and it's most employers too. If you stay with the company for 3 years, you get 100% vested in your 401k. And if you, let's say you stay with the company for 2 years, then you get 75% vested. And then if you stay with them for 1 year, it's, let's just say 50%. And if you quit, well, let's just put quit less than 1 year, it could be like 0 to 50%. It just really kind of depends on the employers. They get to dictate what the timeline is. Okay. So make sure to find out what that's going to be. And if this is going to be, if you have a lot in there, let's say you contributed a lot and you're like less than 3 months away from 100% vested in employment, don't tell them that, right? Don't tell your employer that you got like 3 months left until 401k is completely vested. Just say, hey, maybe extend that just a little bit. But if you don't want to risk going to a new job and maybe even losing a new job, then don't even think about it. Just go to the next job. The other thing I want you to consider is pension vesting schedule. Take a look and see if whoever you work for has a private pension or any type of pension. So pension vesting schedule. Okay. So that is usually about 5 years is what I've seen. So like it goes from 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100%. So if you do like 5 years, then you're 100% completely vested, right? So if you do 1 year, in this example, it would be like 20%. So take a look and see what that's like for the pension. The other one that I've seen is what's called if you get any profit share vesting schedule. Okay, so that also goes from 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, and then 100. Okay, so talk to your HR and let's say you log into your 401k, right? Okay, so let's say you have 10,000. That's all employee match. Okay, so if you have to leave at 4 years or let's say 2 years, you're only going to take 75%, right? The math is easy. Then you get 7,500 in your pocket and you just lose 2,500 back to your employer. That's how it works. That's how easy it is. When you log into your 401k, and if you go to contribution details, this is pretty much the same for all 401k, 403b, or TSP. When you go into the contribution detail, it's going to tell you how much of your money is invested as an employee contribution. So that would be you, how much you contributed. And then it's going to show you how much your employer contributed. Vanguard is really good. If you have Vanguard 401k, I used to have it. I don't anymore. But for Vanguard 401k would actually, it used to tell me, this is how much time you have left until you're 100% vested with the current employer. And I was with that employer for 5 years, over 5 years, and I was vested by 3 years. And then it came with a private pension, not a whole lot, but it came with a little bit of cash value. And that vested after 5 years. So just make sure to take a look at this and, plan accordingly. But if you feel like this is going to change my life and go into a new job, you're going from $75,000 a year and then now your income is going to be 125, I wouldn't hesitate just to go, right? But if you're going from a job that's like, say, 75,000 to 85,000 and you got that profit sharing going on with the employer match, that could potentially make an impact in the short term, maybe even the long term, but just take a look at it and make sure that the math is adding up correctly. And if you have questions on that, you can always schedule your first session with me by going to firesidechat.com/coaching. So just make sure, take a look. Really good question though. That is something that a lot of people are thinking about, that I want to switch jobs, but then, and I have this 401k profit sharing that's really great. How do I know if I should leave now or should I leave a little bit later, right? That's really the employer dictating on, all right, if I'm going to give you all this money, I expect you to stay with me for 3 years, 3 to 5 years or something like that. But good question. Good luck with your journey.